Fishing is fun, but hooking is the only way. We're gonna show you how to catch some fish today.
Oh yeah, It could be our biggest one. Oh yeah.
Holy moly!
Holy moly, moly! So, gentlemen, what do you think of the last pot of the day?
Not bad.
Last pot's
How
the
you
best
start
part.
is how you finish. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, Bodega Bay, second weekend. We found them. Limit ounce for everybody on the boat. Awesome time. Got Tom, David, and Captain Glenn.
Goodbye. Been hearing any good news from anybody?
Yeah, it seemed like more happy people today than I think on the opener. Of course, the fact that it's sunny and warm and not raining is probably helpful.
Guys, here we are at Bodega Bay, and we're with a couple friends of mine, John and Guy. And Guy's the captain. He's gonna put us on some crab, hopefully, right?
We're gonna get some crab today.
And we're soaking in about 125 feet. He put a trail on the GPS, and then we're gonna start laying the traps out. How long do you let them sit?
About an hour is a good
Hour?
Yeah. It seems like 2 hours, a little bit long. It's like the crab are leaving. So I think we should.
Well, now with the restrictions with the kind of pots you could use, you have to use nets. So you can't use an enclosed pot where they go in and can't get out. So we're using rings, and you don't even need a crab validation stamp when you use rings. So let's get started here.
Let's go.
See what happens.
So we want to go north. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head into about 120, 130, and then I'm going to put a waypoint, and we're going to go to that cursor, and then that'll make us a straight line to stay on to drop in. But this area right here has been producing some better crab.
So we're going to be in how deep?
We're going to be in 120, 130, somewhere in and around. I could make a waypoint north, and we could that handheld plugs in up here, so we could have it outside, and then you just steer it just like, you know what I mean, just like a car. So I could idle this thing up.
What's this about 7 or 8 miles an hour?
Throw that in there on the floor. No. So what we're going to do, John, we're just going to hook it up here. I'm going to pull it over here, and I'm going to tie it.
You see it?
So it stays, so the bait stays off the bottom. That way we won't get the sea lice and all the other, you know, the snails and all that in our bait. Our bait will stay better longer.
Where'd it go?
Are we ready, Alan?
Yeah.
Do you want to mark it?
Okay.
Okay, we're putting in. Go ahead and pull our next trap down. Ready?
Okay.
Take one.
So we're out
nap
here
off of there.
today.
We got time.
Guy and John, my dad used to go with these guys all the time. And they used to, when my dad was getting older, they would take him all the time because my dad really liked it out here in the ocean. So I thought it'd be really nice to get out here, back out here with them. And actually my dad was cremated and they dumped the ashes for me out here. So just good to get back out here. It's been a while since I've been out here.
You ready?
But here we go again. So see those nets? They're actually designed, they're lobster nets. And they turned out working really well for crabs. So when they go in there, they have a hard time getting it out because they're concaved on the top. So with this new law restriction, as far as the problem is, they sighted these whales out here and they're getting tangled in the nets. So they stopped crabbing, so there's not so many nets. So technically when you're out here, these things have to be pulled every 2 hours. You can't soak them that long. So every day you go home, you got to bring them back with you. Not like before where you just leave the pots out here and come back, you know, a week later. Ready?
That's one of the reasons why I think you're getting more small crab is because the small crab are staying in here where the big crab could get out really easy. But, you know, that's crabbing.
Yeah.
Ready?
Okay.
All right.
How far you put them? About maybe 50, 60 yards?
Yeah, you don't.
Okay. See what he does? He has all that line in there. He hooks them together so they don't get all tangled up. I guess you learn from experience, huh?
When we wind them, this line, we just have it go right into the bucket. We don't even touch the line.
Huh.
Just goes into the bucket. We hook them all together and makes it real simple. So this crab pot puller is one of those Ace Brutus, and I just fabricated it to this
bigger boom.
Yeah, just so it's higher, but it pulls fine. I like it because I didn't have to change the wiring to my downriggers.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, we're going out.
Okay.
You could do it by hitting the screen too, guy, on your...
I use a man overboard normally. This one here, double touch on that.
Just hit it twice?
Yeah. But you only could do so many, I think 9 maybe or 10, and then you run out. Well, I had set I know where we wanted to be. So what I did is I projected out a ways and I made an icon or a go-to, and then I just went to go-to cursor and it made our line, and we just stayed on that line. If we wouldn't have stayed on our line, we would have been kind of all over the place looking for these things.
Yeah, it's easier. The way you did it, it's a lot easier.
Alan could probably explain it better than I can. But
basically, he laid a trail out, and then we followed it back, and then as we went 50 yards, he'd dump a pot, go another 50 yards, dump a pot, and then you got a straight line. That's pretty neat the way he did it. So with the new regulations, So when you
I
dump
didn't see
these
anybody when we came out.
crab rings out,
They must have
you
dropped
only
them
can
way
leave them,
early.
you have to pull them every 2 hours. And you can't leave them here overnight, so as long as you can soak is 2 hours. So we're doing a 1 hour soak, and then we're gonna start pulling them again, and that's been pretty adequate, and having them out for about an hour. So we put 8 pots out, so we should have hopefully our 10 crabs each, so there's 4 of us, so 40 crabs in those 8 pots here within a few hours.
Right.
And usually the kind of areas that you want to fish are real sandy. So if you get any rock crab in there, you need to pick your pots up and go somewhere else. Using your fish finder, especially a color one now, the yellow line is real intense, that you're in hard bottom, so
No,
you're probably going
it's
to
up
get
like
rock
this.
crabs. So you want to find
the
an area
reason
that's
I'm
all
doing
sand.
that is because
And
remember
you'll
all
be
the
a lot
sea
more.
life.
So here we're coming up to the first pot. John's gonna grab it with a hook. You need a hook like that. Don't try to grab it with your hand. Grabs it. He's gonna pull it up and put it in the puller. So we grabbed the first pot. That beats the heck out of pulling with your hand, huh?
Because we want to
See
keep
how it lays the rope perfect?
So this lead line, it already has memory from being on a spool.
Yeah,
So all you got to do is lay it out and it's going to reel itself up.
yeah. Well, actually, the lead rope, when they put pots out, they tell you to use it so it doesn't float to the surface, so the boats don't run it over. Yeah, you can hear it, huh? That's a good one. There you go.
I don't think so. All right. Easy keepers. So these got to be 5 3/4.
Correct.
So we're easy 5 3/4. This right here is actually 6 1/4.
There's keeper.
Turn on that live well. This is over 6 1/4. And that's about 6 1/4. So we got a happy place for them right here in the live well, and they like it in there.
Is that considered a good size? 6 1/4.
6 1/4 is not bad. I like to see 7 1/4, but we're not seeing them this year, not yet.
So basically I'm going to the edge here, and that one is questionable. So see right here, he's just a fraction short. So he goes back. That's an easy keeper there. A little bit.
I made quite a few of them though.
Guy's already patented, so somebody wants to copy, you gotta check with Guy first.
I mean, they do keep, you know, those hoops pretty organized on the boat. The first time we were out here, they were laid right here. And I mean, we were jumping over them, how they're stacked this high is like, man, that's not gonna work.
Keeps them out of the way while you fish.
Yeah.
go. Like, I've been waiting all day for this.
You should have said earlier, you could have took it. So that was mackerel, crab, and shad.
I can save you my shad when I put it
Huh?
I limit out on shad by throwing back because I don't need it.
Keep them.
But people just keep from having it oily.
Good crab bait.
You want the whole fish? You just
Yeah, the whole thing. I just like on a short soak like we did today, you cut your bait up real small.
so the oils get in the water.
More scent on a long soak. Leave your bait big.
What is considered a long soak?
What's that?
What's considered a long soak?
Like if you're going to use traps overnight, couple days.
So this is what we came after today. We got our limit. Bye.
Fishing is fun, but hooking is the only way. We're gonna show you how to catch some fish today.